Welcome to Better English.
Speak English with confidence.
In this video, you will master money and prices. Listen, repeat, and speak. Welcome to day 13 of our 30-day shadowing and daily practice series. I am David, and I am very happy to see you here today for our daily English lesson. Today, we are going to learn everything you need to know about shopping. We will talk about prices, paying for things, and finding a good deal.
That is right, David. Shopping is something we all do, and it can be a little scary in a new language. But don't worry, we are here to help you feel comfortable. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what to say at the store.
This lesson is perfect for the A2 level. We will use simple words and slow sentences so you can understand everything clearly. The method we use is called shadowing. It is the best way to improve your speaking and your listening at the same time. We want you to feel confident when you use your English in a real store.
Shadowing is so powerful because you are not just reading words. You are practicing the physical movement of your mouth. It builds muscle memory. Even if you don't understand every single word yet, keep speaking along with us.
First, you will listen to our conversation. We will talk about money in a natural way. Then, we will practice specific shadowing sentences. I will say a sentence clearly, and then I will ask you to repeat it. This helps your brain remember the rhythm of the English language.
And don't forget to speak out loud. It is much better than just saying the words in your head. If you are in a public place, you can whisper, but try to use your voice. This is your time to practice without any pressure.
When we do the shadowing part, I will say the sentence 2 times. This gives you time to listen first, and then time to speak. I will give you a small instruction between the 2 sentences, so you know exactly when it is your turn to talk. It is a very simple and effective way to learn.
Exactly. David will lead the shadowing, and I will be here to give you some context and tips. We want this to be a fun and helpful experience for you. Take a deep breath, relax, and let's get ready to improve your English.
If you are ready to start, let's look at our first topic, basic prices and asking questions. That is a great idea. Let's begin the lesson right now.
I am ready too. Knowing how to ask for a price is the first step to becoming a confident shopper. Let's look at some common questions we use every day when we go to the market or the mall.
When we go to a shop, the first thing we usually do is look at the price tags. I always want to know how much something costs before I buy it. In the United States, we use dollars and cents. In the United Kingdom, they use pounds and pence. It is very important to know the currency of the country you are visiting.
That is so true. It is very confusing when you go to the register and the price is higher than you expected. In my country, the tax is sometimes added at the end, so I always look closely at the labels to be sure.
Sometimes the price tag is missing, or it is hard to find. When that happens, I have to ask a shop assistant for help. I usually look for someone wearing a uniform or a name tag. Then, I walk up to them and ask my question politely. It is always good to start with "excuse me" to get their attention.
I agree. Excuse me is a magic phrase. It makes people want to help you. I also like to smile when I ask a question. It makes the whole shopping experience much more pleasant for everyone involved.
Our first shadowing sentence is the most important one. You will use this every time you go shopping. How much does this cost? Now, repeat after me. How much does this cost?
That was perfect. How much does this cost is a classic sentence. You can use it for a shirt, a book, or even a piece of fruit. It is the best way to start your interaction with the staff.
That is a very common question for a single item. But sometimes, we are looking at many things, like a pair of shoes or a set of books. In that case, we use these instead of this. It is a small change, but it makes your English sound much more natural to a native speaker.
Yes, these is for plural items. It is a very common mistake for learners, but once you practice it a few times, it becomes very easy. Just remember, one thing is this, and 2 or more things are these.
Listen to this next sentence for your practice. How much are these shoes? Your turn to try. How much are these shoes?
Great job. Your pronunciation is getting better every day. Using the word shoes is a great example because we almost always buy them in pairs, so we always use the plural form.
That is right. Prices can be simple, like $5, but sometimes they are more complex, like $12.50. I agree that it is better to say the full price so there is no confusion at the register. We want to be very clear about the money we are spending.
I always find the 99 cents part funny. Shops do that to make the price look smaller. $10.99 feels cheaper than $11, even though it is almost the same.
Let's practice saying a specific price. This is a very useful sentence for your shadowing practice today. It costs $10.99. Can you say that? It costs $10.99.
That is a very useful sentence. When you say the full price out loud, it helps you practice your numbers in English too. Numbers can be tricky, so this is double practice for you.
Yes, that sounds very natural. When I shop, I also like to check the quality of the item. If something is very cheap, I wonder if it is made well. If it is very expensive, I have to think about my budget and if I really need it. It is all about finding a balance between price and quality.
You are so right, David. Sometimes a good deal isn't a deal at all if the item breaks after 1 week. I always check the material of the clothes or the expiration date on food before I decide to buy.
Let's practice one more sentence for this part. It is a good way to start a conversation with a clerk. Can you tell me the price of this item? Please repeat. Can you tell me the price of this item?
That is a very polite and professional way to ask. It shows that you are a serious customer. You are doing very well with your shadowing. Keep that energy up as we move to the next part.
Now that we know the price, we have to pay. There are two main ways to pay for your things, with cash or with a card. I usually prefer to use my credit card because it is fast and easy. I just tap it on the machine and the payment is finished in a few seconds. It is very convenient for daily shopping.
Paying is the final step. I actually like using cash because it helps me see exactly how much money I am spending. When I use my card, I sometimes forget how much is left in my bank account.
That is true, though. Some small shops or markets still prefer cash. I always keep a few $20 bills in my wallet just in case the card machine is broken. If I don't have enough cash, I have to find an ATM. I need to withdraw some money from my bank account before I can buy anything.
Oh, I have been in that situation many times. It is very stressful when you are at the front of the line and you realize you don't have enough cash. Finding an ATM quickly is a very important skill when you are traveling.
That is a perfect sentence for shadowing. Let's practice asking for a bank machine. Where is the nearest ATM? Now you try. Where is the nearest ATM?
Well done. ATMs are usually found near banks, in shopping malls, or even inside small grocery stores. Just look for the big letters that say ATM.
When we use a card, the machine might ask for our PIN. That is our secret 4-digit number. After you pay, the cashier will always give you a piece of paper. Do you know what that is called? That is right. The receipt is very important. You need to keep it if you want to return or exchange something later.
It is a receipt. I always make sure to take mine. I have a small folder at home where I keep all my receipts for important things like electronics or expensive clothes. You never know when you might need them.
Let's practice a sentence you will hear at the register. It is good to be ready for this question from the cashier. Would you like your receipt in the bag? Your turn to speak. Would you like your receipt in the bag?
That is a very common question you will hear. Sometimes the cashier speaks very fast, so practicing this sentence now will help you recognize it when you are in a real store.
I always say yes to that. I like to keep my receipts in a safe place at home. Sometimes I also ask for a gift receipt if the item is for a friend or a family member. That way they can change it if they don't like it, but they won't see how much I paid for the gift.
That is a great tip about the gift receipt. I always forget to ask for those. It saves so much trouble during the holidays. It is a very kind thing to do for the person receiving the gift.
That is a smart way to shop. Now, let's practice telling the cashier exactly how we want to pay for our items. I would like to pay by credit card. Please repeat after me. I would like to pay by credit card.
Perfect. Whether you use a credit card or a debit card, the phrase is the same. Most places nowadays prefer cards because it is more hygienic and faster for the staff.
Excellent. And if you are using paper money, you might get some coins back. We call that change. It is always good to count your change before you leave the store. You want to make sure the amount is correct and that the cashier didn't make a mistake.
That is a good habit. Coins can be a bit heavy in your pocket, but they add up. I usually keep my change in a jar at home and use it later for laundry or for small snacks.
Let's try one more shadowing sentence for paying with cash. It is a nice thing to say. Here is $20. Keep the change. Now try it. Here is $20. Keep the change.
That is such a nice thing to say, especially in a coffee shop or a small cafe. It shows that you appreciate the service. Now let's talk about my favorite topic, finding the best sales.
Everyone loves to save money. My favorite part of shopping is finding a bargain. A bargain is when you buy something for a very low price. I always look for the red signs in the shop windows. Usually they say sale or discount. It makes me feel happy to see those signs because I know I will save money.
Me too, David. Nothing makes me happier than finding a beautiful dress for a low price. It feels like a victory. You just have to be patient and look through the racks to find the best deals.
50% off is my favorite sign to see. That means the item is half price. It really is a great feeling. If a shirt was $40, it is now only $20. That is a great deal, and I usually buy it immediately if it is something I like.
It is incredible! I love the end-of-season sales. That is when you can find the biggest discounts. It is the best time to buy winter coats in the spring or swimsuits in the autumn.
Let's practice a sentence for when you find a good price. This expresses how you feel about the purchase. This is a very good deal. Repeat that now. This is a very good deal.
You said that with great confidence. Finding a good deal is not just about the money. It is about the value. It means you are getting something great for a price that makes you smile.
Sometimes we see a price and we think it is too high. We use the word expensive for that. I agree with you. I don't like to spend too much money on things I don't really need. I have to be careful with my spending every month so I have enough for my bills.
I have to be very careful with the word expensive. Sometimes I see a designer bag that I love, but then I see the price and I have to walk away quickly. It is good to have self-control.
Let's practice saying something is too expensive. This is a common thing to say while you are looking at items. I am sorry, but that is too expensive for me. Try it now. I am sorry, but that is too expensive for me.
That is a very honest sentence. There is no shame in saying something is too expensive. In fact, sometimes the shopkeeper might offer you a discount if they see that you really like the item but can't afford it.
It is okay to say that to a seller. It shows you are a smart shopper who knows your limits. You can also ask if there is a cheaper option or a different brand that costs less money. That is a useful question to have ready in your mind.
Exactly. Many stores have a clearance section in the back. That is usually where the cheapest items are hidden. It is always worth asking the assistant if there are any cheaper versions available.
Let's practice that question together. Do you have anything cheaper than this? Your turn. Do you have anything cheaper than this?
Excellent. This question can save you a lot of money over time. Don't be afraid to ask it. Most workers are happy to show you the more affordable options in the store.
Very good. Another phrase we see often is, buy one, get one free. We sometimes call this a BOGO deal. It is very popular for things like socks, t-shirts, or even food. It makes me feel like I am winning a prize because I get something for nothing.
I love BOGO deals. I usually call my sister and ask if she wants the second one for free. It is a great way to share with friends and family while saving money at the same time.
Let's practice one more shadowing sentence about sales. This is good for asking about a specific item you found. Is this item on sale today? Please repeat. Is this item on sale today?
You are doing a fantastic job with these shadowing sentences. We have one more very important topic to cover before we finish today. How to make sure your new clothes actually fit you.
When I buy clothes, I never buy them without trying them on first. I need to know if the size is right for my body. Department stores have special rooms for this purpose. We call them fitting rooms or changing rooms. I usually look for a sign or ask a worker where they are located.
I agree. There is nothing worse than getting home and realizing your new jeans are too tight. It is always better to take 10 minutes to try things on in the store. It saves you a trip back for a return.
Let's practice asking for the fitting room. This is a very practical sentence for any clothing store. Where are the fitting rooms, please? Now you try. Where are the fitting rooms, please?
Yes, and sometimes there is a line for the fitting rooms. I usually use that time to look at my phone or check my shopping list while I wait for my turn.
Sometimes the clothes are too small or too big. I usually wear a medium, but sometimes I need a large, depending on the brand. Sizes are not always the same in every store, which can be a bit frustrating when you are in a hurry. You always have to check.
That sounded very polite. Adding please at the end of your questions makes a big difference. It makes the staff much more likely to help you find what you are looking for.
If I have a shirt that is too tight, I have to ask the assistant for a larger size. Let's practice that sentence for shadowing right now. Do you have this in a larger size? Please repeat. Do you have this in a larger size?
I have the same problem. In some stores I am a small, and in others I am a medium. It can be so confusing. That is why the larger and smaller sentences are so important to learn.
And of course, if the pants are too long or too wide, you might need a smaller size instead. It is important to find the perfect fit so you feel comfortable and look good. Let's try the opposite sentence now for our practice.
Great job. If the clothes feel uncomfortable, don't buy them. Always ask for a different size until you find the one that feels just right. You want to feel confident in your new clothes.
Can I try this in a smaller size? Your turn. Can I try this in a smaller size?
You are doing so well. We are almost at the end of our shopping journey. It is very common to need a smaller size, especially with brands that run large. Don't be shy to ask for help.
It is also helpful to ask about colors. Maybe you like the style of a jacket, but you don't like the color blue. I often ask for black or gray because those colors go with everything in my closet. It makes getting dressed in the morning much easier for me.
That is a great point. I love bright colors in the summer, but in the winter, I prefer darker tones. Most popular items come in at least 3 or 4 different colors, so it is always worth asking.
Let's practice asking for a different color. This is our next shadowing sentence for today. Does this come in any other colors? Now you try. Does this come in any other colors?
Perfect. This is a great way to explore all the options in the store. Maybe you will find a color that you like even more than the one you first picked up.
Once you find the right size and the right color, you are ready to go to the checkout. Shopping can be tiring after a few hours, but it is a great way to practice your English in the real world. You are learning words that you will actually use.
It really is. You are doing the hard work now so that when you are in a real shop, the words will come out naturally. You should be very proud of yourself for making it this far.
We have learned a lot today. We talked about asking for prices, paying with cash or card, finding sales, and checking for the right size in the fitting room. I think the most important thing is to stay calm and speak slowly. Shop assistants are usually very happy to help you if you are polite.
It was a very busy day. We covered so many useful phrases. I hope you feel much more ready for your next shopping trip. Remember, the more you practice these sentences, the easier they will become.
It is also important to have a budget for your shopping trips. I try not to spend more money than I have in my bank account. Saving money is just as important as knowing how to spend it wisely. Let's do one last shadowing sentence together. This is a positive goal for everyone.
I couldn't agree more. And if you make a mistake, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes when they are learning. Just laugh it off and try again. That is how you grow.
I want to save money every month. Repeat after me. I want to save money every month.
That is such a great goal. It is a very important part of life. Let's make sure we say this last sentence with a lot of strength and belief in ourselves.
You did an amazing job today. Thank you for practicing your English with us. If you finish this whole lesson, please type "I did it" in the comments below. We love to see your progress and read your messages. It motivates us to make more videos for you.
I love seeing those comments. It shows us that you are dedicated and hardworking. You are part of a wonderful community of English learners from all over the world.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any part of our 30-day challenge. I am excited for our next lesson. It is going to be very useful for when you go on a trip to another country. We will learn how to talk to people at a hotel.
Yes, day 14 is going to be amazing. Checking into a hotel can be a bit formal, so we will show you exactly how to handle it with style. It is a very exciting topic for anyone who loves to travel.
Tomorrow we will learn about day 14, hotel check-in. We will practice travel English for your next vacation. I can't wait to see you there. Goodbye for now and keep practicing your English every single day.
See you tomorrow for more practice. Have a wonderful day, and remember to use your English whenever you can.
Your English journey does not end here. Watch more videos and keep practicing.